Hi, my name is Fabiola and I'm the face behind Fabi Knits, and my craft is knitting. I would like to say thank you to Tom for inviting me to do this talk today about mental health and how crafting has helped. I want to start by telling a little bit about myself. So I am Spanish. I come from Barcelona and I've been living 9 years in England. I am a nurse in the hospital and I work as a cancer specialist. So my day-to-day can be a bit tough, so I find very important having an outlet like can be knitting. I started knitting in 2018 and since then I've done quite a few things. Started by just making Christmas presents to friends and some jumpers for me, and it has been from Christmas 2020 where everything kind of exploded for me. I think everybody can have a mental health problem, so even if you don't think you do, there's gonna be a moment in your life where you will, and it doesn't need to be some of the most extreme cases. So I want to share my story. I think in general I suffer from anxiety. I'm a nervous person, and the way it shows, I get a lot of pressure on my chest and I also bite my nails. So yeah, that is what I do. I found this year has been very difficult for many of us, and that has definitely been impacted. Also, I want to talk about the time where I lost my account, which also had a really negative impact on me. So I want to talk a little bit about biting my nails. I think it can sound like, oh, that's something silly, really. But it has really affected me in the last couple of months. It's something I've done since I was a child, but mostly my adulthood I managed to control. But this year when I lost the account, it was just something very easy to go back to, and it starts very naively, like innocently, you just like here and there. But it got to the point where I was spending 3 to 4 hours solid just biting my nails from one hand to the other non-stop, and I was telling myself when I was doing it, it's okay, I can't stop it, it's fine, I have control. And the truth is that I didn't. I just couldn't stop, and then I would wake up the day after and I would be in agony. Like, I would bite them so much that they would hurt, like washing my hands would hurt, typing in the computer at work would hurt me. So it was just very frustrating, and trying to get that vicious circle stopped, it just didn't work. I tried 2 times that I had holidays, I tried to put fake ones on, and during that time I was okay, I was not doing it, but then as soon as I took them out, I went completely back and worse. So at the moment I'm trying something a bit more radical, so I did have like some gels on, and hopefully it will finally tackle the problem. Another thing that's really happened to me this year was that I lost the Instagram account during nearly a month, and that was a mistake, and it was very difficult to get it back. And knowing how much work and time and soul and passion I put into it, it really affected me, and I'm still upset about it. And I think I'm upset because I know I didn't manage my feelings well when that happened, and I probably should have reacted differently. But again, as I say, things will happen in your life. Some things that some people might consider, oh, that's silly, and I was telling that myself. But I think what I need to learn from that moment is that if it affects you, it's valid and nobody can tell you otherwise. So I think the lack of entitlement that I felt, I think is not okay. So, in a more positive note, I want to talk about how knitting has helped. So it has helped a lot. Obviously knew to knit before COVID hit. And another thing that has really helped with my anxiety that I've mentioned before, I can be a little bit compulsive, a bit obsessive. Like if I start a series or a program, it's just non-stop. I have it on like all day. Or like if I start a book, I can't do anything else. I have to finish that book. So one of the things I do with my knitting is that, because it's a diary where I post chronologically in order what I'm doing, I keep quiet to the point that I only have one project at a time, so one week only. And I think that is a way for me to practice self-control and patience, as in I obviously see a lot of things that I want to make. Honestly, if you saw my summer like list, I'm already anxious that summer is gonna finish. But I think it's important for me to not just let my inner nervous person just cast on everything I want to make, because knowing me, I know I would make myself more anxious that I'm not finishing it and that everything is like halfway. So I do have a very particular way where I start a project and I finish it. The maximum I could ever have is 2 weeks at a time, and the reason for that is because when I'm finishing one, I'm already thinking I need to start my next one. And the other thing is because sometimes there's some patterns that you need to pay attention, and my favorite knitting is the one that you just sit, enjoy TV and you don't think. So Netflix is my way of going. So it's sometimes I'm in a pattern where I have to do increases or think about reading a pattern. It's good to have that second project where you just want to do some rows in the evening after work. So I think that even without thinking, the things I do through my knitting, I know they're helping me, and I think I would not be as happy as I am without knitting, and I think that's very important. I think also it can be overwhelming, and I put pressures on myself, like, oh, I want to finish this because I need to block it, I need to dry, and it's cold and it will take 3 days, and then I want to take pictures. So I think it's important to put boundaries into how much or how quickly I want to produce and show, and I think at the end of the day we're here for the slow fashion, aren't we? So it has to be slow. If we were making a jumper per week, or it would be the same as going to Primark and buying one. So I think it's important to just do what you like and do the things that make you happy, you know. And this at the moment makes me happy, wearing my yellow Ulster and going out and thinking I made this makes me happy, and seeing the support and love through the community makes me happy. And I think that's what matters, just to be happy. I just wanna say thank you for listening to my knitting journey with my mental health, and I just wanna say that it's okay to not be okay, and it's important to acknowledge those triggers and those behaviors and to try to help yourself, and that can be just seeking professional help or just reaching out to somebody out there. It could be a friend, it could be a stranger online, and try to find solutions for those days where you're not feeling that great. Thank you very much.